A radio tower is 2,180 feet tall. A guy wire must be attached to the tower at a 38-degree angle and anchored to the ground. How long will the guy wire be? So we want to draw a picture with the information we were given. We've got a radio tower. So here's our radio tower. Something like that. And there's the ground. Okay. And we're going to attach a guy wire. Okay. At the top of the tower. And that guy wire is going to come down and anchor into the ground. And they told us a couple of things. They said that the guy wire had to attach at 38 degrees. And they told us that the tower was 2,180 feet tall. Okay. Now, they asked us a question. They said, how long will the guy wire be? Well, here's the guy wire. So they ask us how long that is. Now, first thing we need to do is identify what this is. It's a right triangle. And we need to identify the sides. Here's the angle. So across from that angle is going to be the opposite. This is going to be the hypotenuse. And this is going to be the adjacent. Okay. Now that we've got that sorted out, we need to look at what we were given. We were given the adjacent. We want to find the hypotenuse. Which trig function has adjacent and hypotenuse? The answer is cosine. Cosine equals adjacent over hypotenuse. So, if we know this, we can plug in to this equation and solve for the unknown. So the first thing I do is plug in theta, 38 degrees. Adjacent is 2180. And the hypotenuse is, I don't know, I'm going to call it G. Because that's the guy wire. Okay? So now we have to solve for G. Well, G is in the denominator. So the first thing I'm going to do is multiply both sides by G. Because it's in the denominator. Now, G on bottom, G on top. They cancel out and equal 1. So what do I end up with? I end up with G times cosine of 38 equals 2180. Now, at this point, you've got G times cosine of 38 equals 2180. You want to solve for G, which means you want to leave it alone and you want to get rid of cosine of 38. Cosine of 38 is just a number. If you take your calculator and you type cosine of 38, you get 0.7880107, etc., etc. It's just a number. So I want you to look at this like I had G times 5. What would you do? You would divide by 5. So this is no different. You're going to divide by cosine of 38 on both sides. What is cosine of 38 divided by cosine of 38? It's 1. So you get G equals 2180 divided by cosine of 38 degrees. Now, at this point, you can take your calculator and type 2180 divided by cosine of 38 degrees. And if you do, you'll get G equals 2766.459709, and we're going to call that 0.5. And the units for this would be in feet, because if you go back to the original problem, the length of the tower was given in feet, so the length of the cable would also be given in feet. If you have any questions, please let me know.